I was gonna stay out of everybody's business. You know what I'm saying? I lied. Did he? Did he? I just seen that video. You was a bitch ass. And I hope.
Take that.
I hope if whatever happens to you happens to you.
Huh?
I hope Big Freddie and Debo Eddie strap your ass down in a penitentiary Betty. And I hope don't nobody come help your that shit. Listen, you's a bitch ass. I told him I was gonna stay mind my business, but I lied.
So here we have Wack 100, which has a perfect name for this guy, Wack 100. So if anybody follow podcasts and you watch the Hassan Campbell Wack 100 beef, you listen to the tapes the secret tapes where Hassan Campbell taped him when they were going to do a show together. So he had a phone call with Wack 100 and to set it up. But he didn't tell Wack 100 he was recording the phone call prior to them doing the podcast together to set it up. And I think shit went south between them. So he wound up playing the contents of the phone call. In the phone call, he talked about some shit you shouldn't be talking about on the phone, right? So I guess he wanted to, like, prove to Hassan Campbell he had street cred. So he talks about on the video, on the if I remember correctly, on the phone call with Hassan Campbell, he talks about selling guns, right, to like gang members and like Bloods, Crips, whatever, right? Real foul shit, right? And different shit. And I'm thinking to myself, why would you be talking about shit like that over the phone? If you really, had street cred, if you really about that life, whatever, you should know better. The first thing I thought when I heard that. So I'm like, yo, this dude is a clown. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, where he's from, but, nobody does that. Like, I grew up on the street, nobody, no real, real dudes, would ever do some shit like that. And if you ever got caught doing that, you have a problem. Like, if you ever called a guy, and like, if you was, into certain shit, and you called a dude, and he was a serious dude, and like you started like saying some wild shit on the phone about any type of contraband or whatever, the next time you see that dude, he would probably hang up. If he was serious, he would just hang up on you. And when he saw you again, you would have a serious fucking problem, right? You might have a beef after that, because he would assume that you was probably trying to get him in trouble, set him up with something, right? So while he did, so it was just weird that he started trying to, I guess, talk shit about, the shit he was doing to Hassan Campbell to try to prove that he got some type of street cred or whatever. He's some type of tough guy, he got street cred or whatever, right? Now, and then he goes on here and then he says, basically condoning and basically saying that he hopes he gets gang raped by men, right? Sexual rape, like male homosexual rape. So now you're going on here and you basically condoning homosexual rape, gang rape, other men getting gang rape, promoting and basically co-signing other men getting gang rape. What? Like, this dude is a total degenerate, right? So this man beats up his girlfriend or whatever, right? Beats up his gold digging, bag chasing, superficial girlfriend, right? And your verdict is he should be gang raped, homosexually gang raped by other men? What? Like, what type of dude? And then so when I heard this, and I'm looking at this dude, and these dudes, like, you watch videos of them, people talking about in the music industry how they extort other rappers that come from other parts of the country, and then they'll come to like California, where I think he's from, and then they'll tell them, well, they'll extort them for money while they're in town. Like, you gotta pay us, whatever, for safety here. You don't do that shit to Justin Bieber or no goddamn body, but you extort your own people, right? And when you think about it, like, these people like Wack 100 are total fucking degenerates, right? I mean, when you listen to just the shit he says, like the shit he said to Hassan Campbell on the tape, and then about fomenting violence among black people, different groups, and then then you're gonna basically co-sign homosexual gang rapes of men, something you should never do, right? Like listen, I believe what the Bible said about that kind of thing, right? Now I don't really want to say that on YouTube because YouTube will flag me, but if you know what the Bible says, then you know what I mean. So if you're involved with raping men, involved with sex with men, or anything like that, the Bible said let the sodomite blood be upon them. I'm gonna leave it at that. That's what I think. I don't care who you are. I think I believe in what the Bible said, right? You gotta be judged if you're involved in anything like that. So don't be either way. You shouldn't be raping no man or any of that, right? It's against the law. And so to come on and say because this man did that, then blah blah blah, he should be raped by men, gang raped by men, and you hope and you condoning that and all that kind of shit, that's just degenerate. Totally degenerate. If anything, you should be saying that type of thing shouldn't exist. Right? And then, so you do all these immoral things. You say all this immoral shit, right? You support, fomenting murders in the black community, all kinds of shit. And then you come on and defend some gold-digging woman who got beat up by a boyfriend. And therefore, you people, they known for extorting, entertainers and out there in California, they extort each other, other rappers, and I mean, all this degenerate behavior goes on, right? And then you come on, they come on, and you're defending, but you're the defender of women. What? Doesn't make sense. But you're a defender of women. Matter of fact, and you're defending the wrong women. Right? All women don't need to be defended as far as I'm concerned. But I talked about that already. I'm not going to go too far. I'm talking about him now. Him and Stephen A. Smith real quick. I wanted to go in and get on them. Because it irks me, that these dudes is like, they say, well, Diddy, entertainment dude, he's doing foul shit, but so are they. Then you're not a defender of, you're not like a hero. If you listen to the shit he said to Hassan Campbell that he does, and and then he sits here and talks about men raping other men, like, dude, you're sick. You're a sick individual. What is wrong with you? What kind of degenerate are you? Like, what? No. We not gonna condone gang raping Puff Daddy. Other men ain't gonna condone gang raping men. What are you talking about, sir? That's not something men condone. That's not something men support. Homosexual rape of men, whatever. Anybody and all the people involved in that need to be judged. You're a degenerate. You need to be judged and dealt with. And you know what I mean. If you rape a man. If a man rapes another man, everybody involved need to be dealt with and judged. Immediately, on the spot. And you know what I mean. I can't say it on YouTube, but you know what I mean. That type of thing is not... Only person would say something like that and then think that was proper, amongst the community, a proper, like, what man thinks that that's a proper judgment in a community other than the degenerate? You beat up your wife? Oh yeah? Oh okay. Hey, bring in these, homosexual homo thugs and then we're gonna gang rape him. No, what? Whoa, stop. Stop the tape. Yeah, that's not the. No, we're not going to do that. First of all, I don't want no degenerate homo thugs around me. That's the first fucking thing. They need to be eradicated from the community. Homo thugs raping men, gang raping men, is something that should be eradicated from your community. That's number one, sir. I think we all can agree on that. Right? That we shouldn't have no homo thugs gang raping heterosexual men in the black community. Or any community, but we're talking about black people right now. I mean, is that a hard sell? Do I have to sell that to Negroes? That's a hard sell for the degenerate American Negro, the weak, soft, sick, ill in his head, degenerate Negro. It's a hard sell for me to tell you that we shouldn't have homo thugs gang raping men, Wack 100, and that kind of thing needs to be eradicated no matter where you find it, whether it's in prison, whether it's on the streets, no matter where you find it. That's a hard sell for you, sir, or your people that listen to you. That's illogical. That doesn't make sense to you. It's because you're a degenerate. The same person who told Hassan Campbell about his criminal activity, right, on the phone. Like, this dude is a moron, right, and a degenerate, right? Like, why would you say the shit he was saying to Hassan Campbell on those tapes? I was thinking to myself, why would you be saying that over the phone to him? And now you co-signing some homo thug activity, homo thug rape activity on Puff Daddy. I don't care if he beat his girlfriend up, his gold digging girlfriend up. I still wouldn't be like, yeah, let me go find some homo thugs and let's gang rape him. What? Yeah, no. We're not gonna do that. You went too far. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not gonna co-sign no degenerate behavior. What are you talking about? But this is, he's like the type of guy, he sits down with Adam 22, right? I think they friends, right? The white boy that he let men have sex with his wife. These is like his friends. These are the people that they promote in the black community nowadays. All this degenerate cuck behavior, right? Like Puff Daddy letting, having group sex with his wife. Cassie's basically his wife. He was with this girl for years. You know what I mean? His girlfriend, wife, whatever, right? And you passing her around, and y'all having, and you having sex with her in front of other men, and, and group sex and all that kind of stuff. I mean, that's cuck behavior. The king never lets nobody have sex with his queen. You a cuck if you do that. And if she do it without your permission, you should get rid of her. You have to excommunicate her. Right? And the man she sleep with or whatever, you'll get mad and have him gang raped by a bunch of homo thugs like Wack 100 said. Right? He say, right? Regardless what he did, right? What happened or whatever, right? Something happened, I know. Let's gang rape. Let's get some homo thugs and gang rape this man for judgment. Where's that in the Bible? Right? Where's that in the Bible? I know, right? This man beat his wife. Let's get some homo thugs and have him gang raped. What? What type of person are you? We don't do that around here. like Black Panther told him when he tried to bow on Wakanda. We don't do that here. we don't do that here. What are you talking about? Sir? Let's get to Stephen A. Smith.
tried to leave. I have the video right in front of me. We can't be seen striking and kicking Ventura as she tried to leave. I have the video right in front of me. We can't speak. She's walking down the hallway in a hoodie, y'all, clearly trying to sneak out of the hotel room. We see him come sprinting down the hallway in just a towel. That's it. He goes up to her. He snatches her by the neck, yanks her to the ground. She lays there still, okay? I'm looking at the video. I'm looking at the video while I'm talking to you. He snatches her by the neck, unless this is some lookalike, unless it's some clone, unless this is somebody that's like from Mission Impossible, like Tom Cruise, wearing somebody else's face, looking exactly like them when it ain't them at all. Unless there's something along those lines. This is what we're looking at here. And you see the stills right there in the screen, and I get that. But I'm telling you right now, I'm watching this as we speak. And I've seen this video now because I want to make sure I know what I'm looking at. This is about the 10th time that I looked at it. And then there's additional video showing him sitting in a hotel room, picking up stuff, throwing it at her. Ladies and gentlemen, I cover sports. Remember what happened, like 2014, when flags her.
Stephen A. Smith. Now, I'm not going to be too long, but everybody knows Stephen A. Smith is a coon, right? He has a reputation of being one of the worst, sellout coons in the whole black community. Everybody, that's just been a topic. People hate him, hate on him, right? And know he's one of the biggest coons in the black community, right? And so, like a man with no spine whatsoever, right? With, a sellout, no spine, whatever, right? So, and Cassie is a sellout, right? So I guess sellouts got to stick together, right? These people sell their soul to the devil, right? But when they go bad, you're supposed to feel sorry for them, right? Now, Stephen A. Smith is a known coon and a sellout. But he's defending Cassie. But he don't even really defend his own people. Right? You don't really defend your own people as a whole, right? You don't really care about your whole community of people, your family, whatever, right? But you here to defend women and speak for women's rights and the abuse of women. I'm not saying I do not condone beating women. That's not something I've ever done in my life. I've had altercations with women, but that was because I was defending myself. You know what I'm saying? So, but I don't condone, or what Sean Combs did, right? Puff, I don't condone what Puff did. And I really wouldn't do it. I would just cut you off. You know what I mean? I would just cut a bitch off. You know what I mean? That's it. And early, do it early before it gets to that point, or try to anyway. But the problem with like having people like Stephen A. Smith and Wack 100, these people are not moral authorities. They have a track record for being horrible, degenerate type dudes. And the only reason they know better than Puff Daddy. They know better than Puffy. Right? That's the problem. And then they try to come out and sell themselves as like these moral authorities that are speaking on behalf of the community and, defending women and, and it doesn't really work. Because you're not really, how could I say that? You're just a degenerate. right? And so you're not really the person to be speaking out on women's rights, on, you know, defending women. You know, especially when you sell out, Stephen A. Smith, you sell out your own whole fucking community for a bag, but now you defending women's rights, women, you know, the abuse of women. You know, you're not that much better than Puffy, because everybody know you a coon and a sellout, right? So you got all these degenerates that want to position themselves on soapboxes as a defender of women when they don't really when they themselves are not, they don't have clean hands. You see? And they never repented for the shit they've done. I'm not saying you have to be perfect. What I'm saying is, though, you can't be in the midst of doing degenerate shit, and then at the same time you're speaking about, you know, you're pontificating about righteousness, about how, you know, you shouldn't be abusing women like this. When you abusing the whole fucking community, you committing all kinds of abuse. You promoting, you know, all kinds of bullshit. That's worse probably than somebody beating their wife, right? So there's a problem with Wack 100 and Stephen Smith, the D.L. Hugleys and the people like that, coming out shit wagging their finger, talking about, hey man, you shouldn't be abusing women like this. What about you? And we're exposing, you know, Puffy. What about you, Stephen A. Smith? What about you, Wack 100? Black people have they got a lot of bad spokespeople out here. They got a lot of fucked up spokespeople out here. There's always, you know, that basically they just trying to benefit from the pain of others. They don't really give a shit about, you know, women being abused. Obviously. It's just clickbait. Let me jump in on that. That's a hot topic. I can jump in, say something controversial, and get some clickbait on it, and make some money off of the, you know, advertising. You can't listen to these people. You know what I mean? Like, they're not moral authorities on anything. You know that Stephen A. Smith is a coon and a sellout. And obviously Wack 100 is a degenerate. But these are the people that's promoted, just like Puffy, as upstanding black men. Right? Until something happens and you get your ass whipped on camera or something, and then, oh, wait a minute, something went south here. They're no better than Stephen A. Smith, and Wack 100 is no better than Puffy. Everybody knows that. Or if you don't, you should know it. But these are the dudes that's promoted. These are the female, and like Cassie, is she a victim or an accomplice? These are the dudes that women are going for. Stephen A. Smith is a millionaire. Puffy is a millionaire. Wack 100 hangs out with a lot of entertainers, stuff like that, right? As entertainment business in the limelight. Probably not necessarily a multi-millionaire, but, you know, he's hanging out with all these entertainers. He has some money in a podcast, right? So these are the women, these are the men that these women are chasing. They're no different than Puffy. And obviously they all degenerates. Whether it's chasing some coon sellout like Stephen Smith, because he's on a TV show, podcast, whatever, right? Or you chasing Wack 100, he's hanging around all these rappers, singers, entertainers, you know, gang members, you know, they thugged out or whatever. You like the thug style, whatever, right? Talking about homo thugs, talking about raping men, you know, gang raping men, you know. Or you like Puffy, you know, you entertainer, mogul, businessman. What's the difference? It's all good. These are the men that the women in the community want. They don't want, like the woman Ebony K. Williams came and said, I don't want no bus driver making $50,000 a year. Well, okay then. I don't want to hear your fucking mouth when you end up like Cassie or something bad happen and shit goes south. I'm just saying, come on. Right? It's called karma. Stop it. Get help. You people are insane. America has driven black people insane. They look up to people like Obama, you know, sellouts like Obama, and coons like Stephen A. Smith and Obama, you know, Wack 100, you know, Diddy. These are their heroes. This is what they consider the cream of the crop. But they'll insult you if you're a bus driver. Who keep calling them, oh, this simp-ass bus driver calling me. I'm trying to get a date with Wack 100. I'm trying to get a date with Stephen A. Smith. I'm trying to get a date with Diddy or Obama or some other sellout, right? Or something like that, right? Somebody on that, you know, getting it in so I can get the bag, right? Okay, that's fine. That's why your community's in disarray. Everybody's selling out for the bag. Everybody doing something degenerate for the bag. The women, the men, none of them. See, that's why, in a sense, I respect. You might call them a militant or whatever. You see somebody blow themselves up, and they didn't do it for, you know, they fighting for something they believe in. Or they get killed and they fighting for something they believe in. I respect, they'd call them a terrorist, you may call them names, but I look at some of them people and I respect them. Because they didn't do it for money. They did it for what they believed in. And they didn't get no money for it. A lot of people don't know their name, but they fought to the death. And they lost everything. Nobody paid them $100,000 or $5 million or $400 million, but they gave up their life. They was poor, dirt poor, but they felt they had a cause, they was oppressed, and they strapped it on and went out and died for it. And they didn't get no money for it. Maybe the only people remember them is a few people in their family. I respect a person like that put it all on the line. And he's just a poor person who didn't have anything. And people, they look at him and say, this man is crazy. He's a terrorist. He's a dirtbag. You know, he's a villain. But then I look at that person and I see some honor in that. You see? Here was a man who didn't get nothing out of that. But and he felt like it was something deep in his spirit he had to do. That's integrity. Like Pac said, something to die for. He had something to die for. And it was love at the end of the day. He loved somebody. Maybe he wasn't crazy. He loved his family, you see. And so he did it, he gave all he could give, so he gave his life and his ability to fight, and he died. Right? And you say he's a bad person, but is he a bad person, or is the person over here claiming that you should gang rape somebody for beating their wife a bad person? You should get some homo thugs, you know, to gang rape somebody. I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? He said, but this guy, you know what I mean? Compared to somebody who's poor and just fought to the death, right? And gave his life, as compared to somebody who wants to be rich and is a total degenerate. But you say Stephen A. Smith is a hero, Obama is a hero, Wack 100 is a hero, Diddy is, you know, these are successful men. This is what success is. I don't want to date no bus driver making $50,000 a year or $75,000 a year. This guy's a loser. Everybody a loser? It's all about money? That's the contrast I'm trying to make. I'm not supporting violence or anything like that. I'm just trying to make a contrast, right? Or some dirt poor fighter who, you know, gives up his life and gets himself killed just for what he believed in and didn't have anything, right? As compared to, you know, some of the Negroes in America who are disgusting, right? Who make my fucking skin crawl, right? These women and these Negroes in America, these men, right? So-called black people, right? All they want is the bag. I gotta get the bag. Okay, well, you got your ass whipped in the hallway. You was getting the bag. What happened? Right? You got hit up with a Mac, and you know you was getting the bag. What happened? Right? Well, this happened or that happened. You was getting the bag. What happened? Right? You degraded yourself, right? And sold out. Now motherfuckers threw you to the side. Okay, what happened? You sold your soul to the devil. Now I gotta feel sorry for you, right? For money, for the bag. You was trying to get the bag. But you don't believe in shit. You believe in nothing but the bag. Right? There's something to be said about that. About the Negro in America and this whole thing about getting a bag. It's all about the Benjamins, baby. It's all about the Benjamins, huh? That's why black people at the bottom in America, they don't have no Benjamins. Because you don't believe in nothing. You don't believe in nothing. All you believe in is the bag. You don't have no morals, no integrity, no code. You lost it. You lost it. You lost your soul in America that's about to be destroyed. You see? You lost everything in America. You got burnt out and ran through in the entertainment industry or in the street or somewhere. Right? And now, you know, these are in the end times, in the last days, these are your heroes. Right? These are your spokespeople. These weak men, these sellouts, right? The rich sellout class, right, is your spokespeople. Who turn out like Diddy just to be a bunch of degenerate cucks. Who pass their wife around at parties and then beat them up. But they rich. They on TV. They hanging out with entertainers and sports and whatever, right? And politicians and, you know, whatever. In the church. At the school. I seen a guy, I'm end on this. The head of Morehouse, right? Talk about a spineless Negro, right? Sellout. And they asked him, one of the students confronted him and said, what do you think about, now Israel, which is an apartheid state, committing war crimes and killing tens of thousands of people, children. They said, one of his kids confronted him right before they just had their commencement ceremony at Morehouse. And this is the leader of the college, the head of Morehouse, black man. And they asked him, you know, another sellout, you know, nigger, right? They asked him, what do you think about what's happening in Israel and in Gaza? Are those people committing genocide and war crimes? We want your opinion on that. He looked at the camera and was like, yeah, I don't want to talk about that. I have no comment on that. That's not something I can talk about. But you're the head of a black school, so-called historical black college. That's your leadership for your children? Everywhere you look, it's nothing but a bunch of filthy, sellout, scary, spineless, degenerate niggards, right? Teaching your children, right? Right? And then you wonder why everything happened in the way that it's happening. This the cream of the crop, right? This the head of your colleges. This is Wack 100 in your entertainment industry, and Diddy, right? And then Stephen A. Smith and Obama and all these sellouts and degenerates everywhere, and they all at the top. They all at the top, and all the women, that's who they want, right? And then somebody complain about a woman got, beat up by her husband. Wife abuse, spousal abuse, right? And they pointing fingers at each other. This shit go way deeper than that, but I'm gonna leave it there. That's all I got.